प्रज्ञा भारती के इस रजत जयंती शुभारंभ के कार्यक्रम में मंच पर आसीन भारत सरकार के मानव संसाधन विकास मंत्री श्री प्रकाश जावड़ेकर जी, प्रज्ञा भारती के तेलंगाना और आंध्र प्रदेश के अध्यक्ष और इस संस्था के इस कार्य के प्रारंभ करने वालों में से संस्थापकों में एक पद्मश्री हनुमान चौधरी जी, मान्य बंडारू दत्तात्रेय जी, श्रीमती पुरंदेश्वरी जी, डॉक्टर सतीश रेड्डी जी, द वाइस चांसलर्स ऑफ 3 यूनिवर्सिटीज वर ऑन द डायस, और सभी मित्रों, बहनों और भाइयों, जब शर्मा जी बोल रहे तो मैं देख रहा था, वैसे 7:55 को मुझे भाषण पूरा करना था, लेकिन कार्यक्रम 5-6 मिनट देरी से शुरू हुई तो 5-6 मिनट आगे बढ़ सकते हैं, ऐसे मैं सोच रहा था, लेकिन शर्मा जी मेरे समय ले रहे थे. Then I remembered an incident that I read, that somebody was introducing a speaker with high encomiums. Eloquently he was telling about the speaker. And then among the audience, this gentleman's wife was sitting. She was just asking her friend sitting next to her about who he is speaking about. So I have no fear of that because I am alone. प्रज्ञा भारती के इस कार्यक्रम में सहभाग होने में जो आनंद है, इस सौभाग्य के लिए मैं स्वयं को धन्य मानता हूं और प्रज्ञा भारती के समस्त आयोजकों को धन्यवाद देता हूं. आपने ऐसे एक सुंदर सांध्य काल में देश के विचार की दिशा को बदलने वाले कार्य को जिन्होंने लिया है, उस कार्य के 25 वर्ष पूरा होने पर पिछले 2.5 दशकों के कार्य की समीक्षा करते हुए आने वाले, जैसे निर्मला सीतारमण जी ने कहा, 25 वर्षों के बारे में अपने पथ क्या हो, दिशा क्या हो, इस विषय को सोचने के लिए एक शुभारंभ आज कर रहे हैं. इसलिए मैं समस्त समाज के सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को साधुवाद देता हूं, हार्दिक अभिनंदन देता हूं, शुभकामनाएं व्यक्त करता हूं. Friends, much has been told about various aspects. I congratulate my dear friend Dr. Satish Reddy on this occasion for being awarded the Prajna Puraskar, and I also wish on behalf of all of you and on my own behalf that he will continue to do this great job in the field of science, and also will be recipient many more higher and more important awards of this country as well as of the whole world. And he will bring, thereby not only winning laurels, he will bring great credit to this nation also, because he is grounded in that nationalist school of thought which we all know. Pragna Bharati has been doing a pioneering intellectual activity. It is an intellectual movement. Here from this dais, every speaker has expressed that a new awakened Bharat is emerging. A developed India, somebody said, a new India. Sri Prakash Javadekar told that how we are now occupying a covetable place in the comity of nations. It is the right of Bharat, after so many years of independence, it is the right of 125 or more crore people not only to occupy this respectable place in the Committee of Nations, but also it is our duty to contribute to the welfare of entire humankind, because that is the mission of Bharat. Vishwaguru Bharat is not there. About superpower we have been discussing. We just heard from Sri Bandaru Dattatreji. He also mentioned about cultural and spiritual Bharat. What is superpower? When we think of superpower, in the Ramayana days, Ravana was a superpower. In the modern days, Hitler became a sort of superpower. Then later on, during the Cold War period, the United States of America and the USSR became superpowers. Do we mean such superpowers? India will never become such superpower. Maharishi Aurobindo has said that India will rise. India will rise to become a power to be reckoned with, not to trample under her feet any other community or nations or civilizations, not to enslave any people, not to enjoy the supremacy, but in order to bring light to the entire humanity so that they live a purposeful, meaningful life. For every corner of this world, people will understand that here is the lamppost, here is the lighthouse called India that is shedding light for all human beings. That is the superpower concept that we have. If we have to achieve that, if we have to attain that phase, then it is but natural that we will have to have educational and institutions of global standard, the scientific achievements that the world recognizes. It is necessary that we will have to have a society which will shed up its discriminatory practices. It is necessary that we will have a vibrant and living democracy. Without these things, we cannot rise up to the occasion of being Vishwaguru and thereby fulfilling the mission of ancient Bharat and the modern India at once. That is the need. That is why the work of Pragna Bharati is to create this environment in the society, to change the thinking people, to make people think and change their thinking, change the narrative about which Sri Prakash Javadekar was just now mentioning, the narrative that has been there in this country for the last more than 70 years, even after the British left our shores. What we have been taught, as Vivekananda said, you are a fool, your father was a greater fool, and your grandfather was the greatest fool of all. This is what we have been taught. This has been the education. We did not have anything. We lived in dark ages. There was no scientific heritage. All that was there in our country, it was all cock and bull stories. But the Vice Chancellor here, he mentioned about the toothpaste or many other achievements. But it is not that all that is there was only there in Bharat of the yesteryears. Eulogizing, glorifying the past is not going to take us anywhere. We have to take inspiration from the past, analyze the present, build for future, accept the truth and knowledge from all corners of the world. That is the way that India has lived. And today, that is required. And Pragna Bharati, as Sri Javadekar ji just mentioned, that in order to hear, listen, heed to others, respect others' feelings, their views, their opinions. We may not accept everything, but everyone has the right to make their views presented. That is not just tolerance, but we respect others, their way of life, their cultural moorings, their opinions. But at the same time, we will not be washed off, we will not be removed from the scene just by imitating others. Aping others is not going to take us anywhere. We would be standing firm in our ground. We'll accept the good experiments, the experiences, the truth and knowledge from all corners of the world. That is the thing that we accept. Jnanam Vijnana Sahitam, Pragna Bharati says. And Jnanam Vijnana Sahitam, science and knowledge. Knowledge here, it is spiritual knowledge. Atma Jnana, the Brahma Jnana, and the Vijnana, the material science. Both have to live together. That is the unique way that India has expressed herself for centuries. So these things have to be now brought into practice through our educational systems, in academics, in the public debate, in media and elsewhere. So that's why, as I said, discourse has to be changed. If the discourse has to be changed, then the narrative has to be changed. If the narrative has to be changed, the thinking has to change. The mindset has to change. The understanding has to change. For that, the study, rigor, academic pursuit, they are called for. And Pragna Bharati has been encouraging these intellectual activities for last 25 years. That's why I congratulate Pragna Bharati on this occasion. Friends, I would not like to take much of your time, but today, the very concept of nationalism is questioned. Whether India is one people, one nation, one culture, that is questioned. So the narrative in social sciences, narrative in our sociological studies, the narrative in our political science, narrative in the history, these narratives, these discourses, they have made people to think about our own past in a negative way. This has to change. If it has to change with definite academic pursuits. That has to happen. So, I would like to say that Pragna Bharati has to think of next 25 years. Pragna Bharati is a part of Prajna Pavaha, which is an intellectual movement in this country, which was founded by none other than the persons like, the eminent persons like Sri Sudarshanji, Manya Dattopan Thengdiji, Sri P. Parameshwaranji, K.R. Malkaniji, Dr. Murli Manohar Joshi ji, such scholars belonging to a national school of thought. They founded this intellectual movement, that is Prajna Pravaha. Pragna Bharati is part of Prajna Pravaha. And this intellectual movement is contributing in its unique way to strengthen the cultural, civilizational, spiritual foundations of our national life, making it understandable for the younger generation how to reinterpret those things for the modern times. Make it through debate, reading, research, about which Nirmala Ramanji and others have emphasized. So these are the areas that the academic pursuit, the intellectual activity have to be shaped in a very disciplined manner. Because these are the essential things for modern India also. So that's why generally it is said there is American exceptionalism. America always says we are an exceptional country, we are an exceptional nation. What exceptionalism they have, that is a different matter. I would not like to discuss here for paucity of time. But Bharati exceptionalism is there. Do we understand this Bharati exceptionalism? The Bharati exceptionalism is to see the presence of divinity in all living and non-living beings. Every soul is divine. The Bharati exceptionalism, ekatva, unity in diversity. In fact, the diversity, the variety are the expressions of the one single unity. That is the Bharati exceptionalism. Bharatiya exceptionalism is Ano Badra Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha. Accept the truth from all corners of the world. Bharatiya exceptionalism is Udara Charitanam tu Vasadeva Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. We don't mistreat, ill-treat anybody. Bharatiya exceptionalism is relation between man, society, nature, and the creator. There is a perfect balance in all these things. Vesti, Samasti, Srishti, and Parameshti. There is a balance. There is a harmony. This is the Bharatiya exceptionalism. A perfect golden medium, a balance between the mundane and the supramundane, between the material and the spiritual, between the science and religion, between Abhyudaya and Nishreyas. We are not extremists. The Indian thinking doesn't say that we have to live only for the material world. The Charvaka philosophy was not accepted. He was respected as a rishi. But also we said that Artha and Kama are required. But Dharma is the basis. So this is the Bharatiya exceptionalism. And this narrative has to flow through all our knowledge systems today. That is what the universities, particularly in social sciences, will have to propagate, will have to make research, will have to publish books. And Pragna Bharati wants to motivate such activities. That is what the Pragna Bharati has taken up as its mission. Friends, to end my brief presentation, I would like to remember the words of Maharshi Aurobindo. And before that, I would like to say what Arnold Toynbee once said. We have said here, Pragna Bharati says, Nanyah Pantaya Ayanaya Vidyate. There is no other way. There is only one way. Nanyah Pantaha. No other way. The one way. What is that way? Arnold Toynbee, one of the reputed historians and who has studied civilizations of the world, has said, the chapter that has a Western beginning will have to have an Eastern ending. And he goes on to say that if the world has to have a perfect eye, then it will have to accept the Indian way, the Hindu way, if it is not to end in its self-destruction. So that is the way, Nanyah Pantaha. That is what Arnold Toynbee declared. The work of Pragna Bharati, if I can summarize it in the words of Maharshi Aurobindo, Maharshi Aurobindo once said that the 5,000 years of culture and civilization of India has produced immense knowledge in different departments of life. 64 कलाएं, 4 वेद, 18 पुराण, इतने उपनिषद, and the manuscripts that are available even today after so many years, which the culture ministry is collecting throughout the country. So much immense wealth of knowledge. Maharshi Aurobindo says the first work is that the new generation should make it a point to study, to collect those knowledge systems and knowledge that is spread over in different parts of the country or even outside. The second thing is to reinterpret the Bharatiya thinking, the Bharatiya civilizational values for the modern times. Because we have to live in present, not in the past. Maharshi Aurobindo exhorts us that we have to reinterpret those things for the modern times. And the third, most important and difficult thing that Maharshi Aurobindo expects us to do is to create new knowledge, add new knowledge to already existing wealth of knowledge. If any civilization stops thinking, stops researching, stops creating new knowledge, then that civilization is dead. A living civilization will have to create new knowledge, add to the old one, and thereby reinterpret the old one and live a modern, egalitarian, prosperous, all-embracing life. This is the mission that is inviting us, not for India's sake, but for entire mankind's sake. Thank you. With these words, I congratulate and I wish Pragna Bharati a golden moment for the next 25 years.